Welcome to the second tutorial on departmental accounts. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about the process of preparing the departmental accounts from a practical illustration. As you can see, there is a problem from where we will prepare the departmental accounts. We can see that Jet Limited has 3 departments and submits the following information for the year ending 31st March 2024. As you can see, there are 3 departments: Department A, Department B, and Department C. The purchase units for each department is 6,000, 12,000, and 14,400. These are the purchase units, and the total purchase value is 6 lakh. And as you can see, the sales units are 6,120 by Department A, 11,520 by Department B, and 14,976 by Department C. And the selling price per unit by the Department A is 40, Department B 45, and Department C 50. And the closing stocks in unit are 600 by Department A, 960 in Department B, and 36 in Department C. In this illustration, there is no indication of purchase price per unit, but there is a total amount. So we need to calculate the purchase cost per unit, as well as at the requirement we can see we have to prepare the departmental trading account of Jet Limited for each department, assuming that the rate of profit on sales is uniform in each case. That means the profit percentage is also absent here. We need to calculate the profit percentage from this illustration. So let's start the preparation of departmental accounts. As you can see, this is the solution of the previous illustration. In the departmental trading account, on the left side we show the opening stock and purchase, and on the right side we show sales and closing stock. On the other hand, on the right side of the departmental account, we can see we have to show the sales and we have to show the closing stock. By adding the closing stock with the sales, the total amount is 2,54,400 in Department A, and from this balance we have to deduct the opening stock and purchase to arrive at the gross profit. In the same way, we have to calculate the profit for Department B and C. I am repeating, initially we have to add the sales and closing stock. We can see for the Department B, the total balance of sales and closing stock is 5,35,680, and from this balance we have to deduct the opening stock and purchase to arrive at the gross profit, which is 3,11,040. In the same way, we can see for the Department C, the sales amount is 7,48,800 and the closing stock is 720, and after adding these two amount, we can see the total amount is 7,49,520, and from this balance we will deduct the opening stock and purchase to get the gross profit, which is 4,49,280. From where we have got this closing stock and opening stock and purchase. To calculate the balances of closing stock, opening stock, and purchases, we have prepared some notes. First of all, as you can see, we have to write the sales. From the question, you can see the sales unit is 6120 and the sales price is 40. So if you multiply this amount with this amount, so the sales amount is 2,44,800 for Department A. In the same way, in the question we can see the sales unit is 11,520 and sales price is 45. If you multiply this two amount, you will get the sales for department B, which is 5,18,400. In the same way, the sales unit for department C is 14,976 and the sales price 50. If you multiply these two amount, you will get the sales for department C, which is 7,48,800. Since in the question there is an indication that the profit rate is uniform, that's why we need to calculate what is the profit percentage. As you can see here through the note 1, we are going to calculate the profit percentage. For the purpose of calculating the profit percentage, at the initial stage we have to calculate the selling price of the purchased unit. From the question we can see the purchased units are 6,000, 12,000 and 14,400. So these are the purchase units. With this purchase unit we will multiply the selling price. Why? To get the selling price of unit purchased. As you can see, after multiplying we can see the department A value is 2,40,000, department B 5,40,000, department C 7,20,000, total 15 lakh. What is it? It is the value of selling price of unit purchased. And from the question you can see this is the purchase cost, and here 15 lakh is the selling price of purchased. So if you deduct the cost price, which is 6 lakh, from the selling price 15 lakh, you are getting the gross profit, which is 9 lakh. That means the total profit in 3 department is 9 lakh. And since it is the gross profit, if you divide this 9 lakh gross profit by the sales price, which is 15 lakh, you are going to get the profit percentage, which is 60%. That means each department earn a profit of 60%. And based on this 60%, we are going to calculate the cost price, because in the question total cost price is given but per unit cost price is absent. That's why from this profit percentage we will calculate the cost price per unit, that is shown in the note 2. Why should we calculate the cost price per unit? Because in the opening stock and in the closing stock we need to find out the cost price per unit to get the balance of opening stock and closing stock. So from this profit percentage, as you can see, the sales price per unit is 40, 45, 50. In the question you can see this is the selling price 40, 45, 50. So we have written 40, 45, 50, and from this selling price, as we can see, the profit percentage is 60%. So we will deduct this 60%. So what is the 60% on 40? We are going to calculate 40 multiplied by 60%, which is 24. So this is the profit. 40 is the selling price and 24 is the profit. If we deduct the profit from the sale price, we will get the cost price, which is 16. And for the department B, the cost price is 18, and for department C, the cost price is 20. Now we will get the purchase cost. As you can see from the question, the purchase amount is 6,000, 12,000 and 14,400 for department A, B and C. We will multiply this 6,000, 12,000 and 14,400 with the cost price. As you can see, the cost price for department A is 16. So after multiplying the cost price, total cost price is 96,000, and total cost price for department B is 2,16,000. By multiplying 12,000 with the 18 cost price, and after multiplying 14,400 with the 20, the total cost price is 2,88,000. This three amount result 6 lakh. So this is the cost price which will be shown in the departmental account here. This is the cost price for purchase. These are the amount which are calculated in the note number 2. These are the purchase cost for department A, B and C. And in the same way, we will calculate the value of opening stock and closing stock. But before that, we need to know what is the amount of opening stock, because from the question, the closing stocks are available. Here we can see 600, 960 and 36, but the opening stock is not available. So now we are going to calculate the opening stock. As you can see, we can calculate the opening stock by adding the closing stock with sales, then we will deduct the purchase. So from the question, we can see the amount of sales is 6120 and the closing stock is 600. We will add this one and this one. After that, we will deduct purchase to get the opening stock. So here 6120 is the sales, then we will add the closing stock. After that, the total amount is 6720. From this balance, we will deduct the purchase, which is 6000. Ultimately, the opening stock is 720. In the same way, if we calculate the opening stock of department B, which is 480, and opening stock for department C is 612. So we have got the opening stock for department A, B and C. And from the question, we can see the closing stock 600, 960 and 36. With this closing stock unit as well as with the opening stock unit, we will multiply the cost price of each unit, which is 16, 18 and 20. So with the opening stock, as you can see here, the opening stock is 720. We will multiply the cost price 16. This is the cost price 16. So total value of opening stock is 11,520. In the same way, the opening stock for department B is 480. This is the 480 and cost price is 18. So if you multiply this 480 with the 18 cost price per unit, total value of opening stock for department B is 8,640. In the same way, as you can see, the opening stock for department C is 612 and the cost price is 20. So if we multiply these two amount, the value of opening stock for department C is 12,240. So these are the opening stock which will be shown at the left side of the departmental trading account. As you can see, these are the opening stock which have been taken from the note number 4. We can see the opening stock for department A is 11,520, for department B 8,640 and department C 12,240. In the same way, as you can see in the question, these are the closing units. We will multiply the closing units with the cost price, which is 16 for department A. So 16 multiplied by 600, total amount is 9,600. And for department B, the cost price is 18 and closing stock is 960. After multiplication, the total amount of closing stock for department B is 17,280. And in the same way, the closing stock for department C is 36 and the cost price is 20. So if you multiply 36 by 20, the total amount is 720 for department C, which is the balance of closing stock. So these are the value that has been taken from the note number 4. Closing stock 9,600, 17,280 and 720. So at the initial stage of this tutorial, I have said that we have to add the sales and closing stock. As you can see, for department A, the total value of sales and closing stock is 2,54,400. From this balance, we will deduct the opening stock, which is 11,520, as well as we have to deduct the purchase, which is 96,000. After deducting the opening stock and purchase from the sales and closing stock, the gross profit for department A is 1,46,880. In the same way, the gross profit for department B is 3,11,040, and for the department C, the gross profit is 4,49,280. So from the departmental account, we can see each department is producing profit. That means the departments are performing very well. That means they are efficient. So from this departmental account, we can get idea about each department performance, and from this performance we can evaluate the efficiencies of each department. Thank you.